Hey you guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe so you can be notified when I go live or upload a new video. And please like this video. I want to go ahead and get into this. As you guys know from the title, there's been word out there because of the outpour and, people are upset. The international community is upset. They want to call on a ceasefire, and, a 3-day ceasefire is what's out there, what they're talking about. That, they can maybe have some kind of a ceasefire and talk about releasing some of the hostages. Now, if there's been so much stuff that has been going on since the last time we made a video, but to kind of fill you guys all in, and I'm sure many of you guys already know this, that in my last video I spoke about how they will likely go in on foot and go into Gaza, because the first thing, they wanted to do it, in my opinion, it's very strategic, and the IDF is very humane, in my opinion. They basically wanted to wear Hamas out. They wanted to, first it was by air, and we've seen rockets being flown over into Gaza. We've seen, that how they waited. And they were so patient. They waited, and they didn't go in on foot because they wanted to wear Hamas out. In my opinion, they wanted to wear Hamas out because, if you're over there and you're Hamas, you're thinking, okay, they could come at any time. You know that they're coming. You just went over there and did horrific things to their people. Of course they're coming, and they're coming on foot, and they're coming for you. So they're just sitting there, and they're not sleeping. They're losing. They're very running low on resources, and they're getting wore out. And Israel, the IDF, they knew how to do this perfectly. Okay? And then right before they went over there to go on foot, they sent out thousands and thousands and thousands of leaflets to let the people know, get out of there because we're coming. And their intentions were not to go against the people, but to come in and put an end to Hamas. And so now the international community is calling for a ceasefire, and even our own president is calling for a ceasefire, and Netanyahu has already, pretty much hinted that there is going to be an Israeli presence in Gaza, going forward, allegedly, in my opinion, that from what I can gather from what he's saying, I believe that they are going to make, they're going to kind of, police Gaza, but still allow them probably to make their, live their own lives, rule over themselves, but there's going to be like an Israeli presence there to make sure that what happened on October 7th never happens again. Now, here's the thing, we still have these hostages, over 200 hostages that are still there. Since they've went in on foot, we've already suspected that they had these tunnels, and the IDF was able to get into some of these, a lot of these tunnels, and but the thing is there's still hostages there, and they've all, I don't know. See, this is the thing, you know, and it's sad because are they going to be able to get the hostages out? Is Israel going to be willing to sit by and do a ceasefire for 3 days so they can negotiate hostage release? And see, that's the thing. Israel, the citizens of Israel, they do not want a ceasefire. Now, they may probably be willing to settle for a ceasefire if they think they can get their hostages released. And I think that might be the only thing that will appease them enough to agree to a 3-day a ceasefire. Because, and even if they do a ceasefire and say, okay, let's talk, is this 3-day ceasefire just gonna, you know, I mean, you cannot negotiate with these people. You can't, because they're going to take this 3 days, and then at the end of this 3 days, they're still going to have the hostages, but they're going to be a little stronger. And so I don't think you can negotiate with them. These are people that they don't value life. Okay, you have people who value life and want to live, and then you have people that have no value for their life or anyone else's life. So I don't think that you can really negotiate with the people who have that mindset. I also find it very disgusting that the international community, especially some of those here in the U.S., are holding these rallies, you know, that are against the people of Israel. And it's, you know, I think for the majority of us, we are, we do support Israel. We do support their right to exist. We do support their right to live. We do support their right to be in peace. But then you have these certain people who are, you know, this whole thing is led by Satan. Satan is putting hate in the hearts of men to come against God's people. And this is why you see so much hate. Anytime you see this much hate towards a people, it's fueled, this hate is fueled by Satan. And so, what do these people expect Israel to do? Because you're dealing with people, you know, and okay, I'll just be honest. I have a friend in Israel, and this friend is from Jordan. He's Muslim. His wife is Muslim. His children are Muslim. And I asked him, okay? I asked him, let me ask you something. If Israel said, okay, take this land, we will go and we will leave and we will go into the wilderness. We will go and we won't bother you. We will stay over here in the wilderness and you will never have to see us again. You will never have to see us. Would that satisfy? Would that satisfy you? Would that satisfy Hamas? Would that satisfy Islam? Would that satisfy the people who hate them? And he couldn't respond. He couldn't say. He wouldn't say. And so I answered for him. I said no. That would not. They could give up all the land. They could go somewhere and never be seen from or heard of again. But that is not what is going to make them happy. And they've already told you what is going to make them happy. And that is to completely exterminate them. That is what they want. That is what they scream for. That is what they cry out for. They want, and who is behind that? Who is behind who was behind the Holocaust? Satan. The LGBT community, they're all in support of Palestine, Gaza. What do you think they're going to do to you if you go over there? And by all means, I invite you. If you're such supporters of them, I invite you, go over there. Please do us a favor. Go. Because I promise you, they're not going to be as welcoming. They don't like you either. They don't like you. Their goal is to completely wipe out Israel from existence. And to bring in Sharia law. And to make sure that every home out there converts to their belief. The things that they did on October 7th was horrific. And this isn't just a normal, you know, you have war, right? You have war. But this goes beyond just a war. This is deeper. Like, this is literally a war between good and evil. And so all those who are feeling bad, you know, there are innocent people. You have to keep in mind that the people of Gaza, they voted for Hamas. They voted them in. And when they were bringing hostages over there, it was the people that were on the streets that were trying to hit the hostages, okay? That they were trying to bring in. They were happy. Many of them said there needs to be a repeat of October 7th. But you might have the very few who doesn't want anything to do with this, and who truly they don't condone what Hamas did. And those are the innocent people of Gaza. And believe this, the IDF, they understand that. And they have been patient, and they have went out of their way to send flyers, millions of flyers into Gaza to say, look, these are the locations. Hamas is holding these people at gunpoint and not even letting them leave their homes, trying to keep them, their own people, as human shields. They won't let them leave. And so they're telling them, go to these certain places and you'll be safe. You'll be safe from us there, because we don't want to come in after you. We just want to come in there and take out Hamas, the people who are trying to hurt us. And they have every right to do that. Because people like this, they only understand one language. Violence. Okay? They're not going to respect you if you don't. They're going to come back at you 100 times worse if you don't put an end to it. Because that's the only thing they're going to respect. They laugh at, you know, they're probably, it's hard telling how hard they are laughing at our president. I'm sorry. But him coming out to say, oh, well, we demanding that Israel does a ceasefire, calling on Israel to do a ceasefire. Are you kidding me? While he's allowing American troops to be also affected, he's doing nothing. Very weak. Very, very weak. And blowing a little building up, doing the, no. You have got to show them that you mean business so that they don't mess with you again. Because these people don't respect weakness. Maybe they don't like Israel. They're never going to love them. They're never going to want them to exist. But I can promise you, right now, they respect Israel. And you don't have to like somebody to respect them. Because Israel brought them to their knees. And that's why they're being respected. And I think that it's disgusting. I don't know it's unbelievable to me that there are people here in America who support Hamas. I don't understand that. On October 6th, there was a ceasefire. Israel did not go and start this war. They came over into Israel and did what they did. In my opinion, the left are so dumbed down. They're so dumbed down, and their minds have been given over to something evil. They have sat by and allowed thousands and thousands and millions probably at this point of illegal immigration to come in through our borders. So now our country is in major danger. Okay? We are sitting ducks because we have people here now that will likely do us harm. Why? Because these same little spoiled brats that are in these colleges that's holding these rallies don't have two brain cells to put together to understand what's going on. So a lot of these students who are out here protesting, many of these are Muslim students who are speaking out and supporting Hamas here in this country. And they don't speak for the majority of American people. And then you have some that could be American students who are so dumbed down, and they sit in these classes and listen to all this propaganda that support the things that Hamas has done. Because we say, or they say, free Palestine. Palestine's never been a state. Never. In all of history. They're in class, but they don't learn anything about history. They're the very ones that sit and say the Holocaust, it never existed. It never happened. Slavery never happened. And it happened. It happened. And it happened again on October 7th. And while they may not speak for most of America or on how they might feel, if the other majority of the American people don't stand up and speak out and take a stand and say, this is not how we feel. We stand with Israel. We stand on the side of good, not evil. If you don't stand up and demand that the illegals stop coming into our country without the proper identification and documentation, and if you don't stand up and say, stop allowing these drugs to come into our country, and we don't start taking back our children, take back their minds, get their minds right, you're going to lose your children, you're going to lose your country. And I'm sorry, but I think it's already too late. It's already too late. Because nobody stood up and said no when this stuff was going on. Leave in the comment section. Let me know if you guys think there should be a ceasefire. Let me know what you think about the hostages, if you think they can be rescued. If you think that they're still alive, let me leave in the comments section. Let me know what you guys think about this war. God bless.